Welcome to the Pandemonium Witches podcast, where the ADHD has just a touch of autism, where the true crime is as scary as the hauntings and unsolved cases. But the hosts never stay on topic for long. I'm Kat.
I'm Rachel.
I'm Em.
And I'm Meg.
Keep your arms, legs, and other extremities in the vehicle at all times, and enjoy the show.
If Dolly Parton could see you now, my love.
What?
Your hair is higher than God.
I know. The higher the hair, the closer to God.
We
Can you
praise
tell?
Dolly Parton.
Can you tell the properly handled resin?
Oh, no. I am loving the blanket thing in the background. The blanket stash
Oh.
on the wall. That's mounted to the wall behind you, Em.
I built that.
I love it.
It's fabulous. I've only ever seen the closet and the wall in her bedroom since I moved, so I've only seen
We get to see more things. No, we've seen the window, too.
to the wall.
Yeah, you've seen the
To
window.
the slit drop down my balls. Oh, these bitches go.
And the booby light.
And the booby light, yes. Oh my god, but
Oh, yep. See, there's the window. There's the window, guys.
and there's the wall.
Yep.
I don't want to see her balls.
There's the
Rather
TV. I even, if you look, I reset up. So this table in the corner here used to be all the way over here. I moved it up to here.
Good.
So now I have like a pathway to walk.
So much better. All the rooms.
Yeah, it flows a little better.
It really does. You have one state, Emily. I have two. Rachel has one. So who would like to go today?
Not it.
Me. Oh, great. Great. I'm laughing and readjusting. Okay, fine. Let's see here. What do we got on the docket today? Well, you guys, huh?
So while you're looking that up, I found a new anime that I think you would like.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called A Sign of Affection.
I'm listening.
And it's the main character is deaf.
Death?
And
I hit the wrong button again.
I'm so proud of you. 10 out of 10. And yay, fanfare. And they brought in, when they created this anime, they brought in I think 5 or 6 sign language, like Japanese sign language interpreters and people that actually were deaf, and to get the hand movements correctly.
Not death.
Oh, we love that.
Not death.
Deaf.
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 Okay.
Hard of hearing.
Deaf.
Yeah.
Not death. Deaf.
Not dead. Deaf.
I thought you were saying there's a new anime with death, and I was like, oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, no, she's
F,
deaf.
not TH.
And she's like navigating the world of like college and love and all that. And the very first sentence of the anime is love gentle like a snowfall, where it embraces you, or is it what is it? Is it strong and crazy like a hurricane, where it rips through you and leaves you torn?
Ooh, you're right. I would like that.
Yeah.
I very much would.
I actually stayed up till 3 a.m. watching it.
We stand for medication here. If you can take medication, we love it. I started taking trazodone. I'm on my second week. I took it late.
Ooh.
You're supposed to take it at the same time every night, or roughly around the same time. I took it at like 10 o'clock last night. I didn't go to bed until like 11:30.
Yeah,
I thought you were still up.
Yeah,
she was.
I was. And then Rachel called, and I was starting to go me 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 me.
And I talked to her for a few minutes and was like, "Okay, it is well past the pumpkin hour. Go to bed."
Yes. I think today we're going to talk about California.
California.
Californication. Sorry.
There's so many songs that I want to sing, but like almost all of them will get us.
As long as we don't use the actual music.
Oh, good. Well, in that case, welcome to the Hotel California.
Believe it or not, did you know that song is about
A rehab center.
no,
Really? I thought it was a rehab center.
mental institution.
Mm-hmm.
Rehab centers,
No shit.
rehab centers, as somebody who has been in one twice, you can check in, but you can never leave. Right? That's what you're assuming? Rehab centers, you
Yeah.
have 1 week, 7 days. At the end of the 7 days, if you no longer want to stay there, you don't have to. However, mental institutions, once you check in, you can never leave.
What are you bitching and moaning about, Kat?
Nothing.
Not you. The furry ass. Come here, big pisser.
Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back.
Ba 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 na 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 na.
So I was telling Kat earlier, the dogs have this stuffed cow toy, and I thought that they had done the horrible thing and ripped off all the legs, and I was going to have to throw the toy away. No, the legs are Velcro attached, so that way they can't come off and be put back on.
I fucking love that.
And I was like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Please don't rip the cow in half without its legs.
I'm leaving that part in.
Let us disembowel them.
Well, I mean, I've had to perform surgery on one of her tears.
They literally have the cow,
And they're
one
just,
horn each, and they're just going to town.
as they
Good
should,
for them.
meat eating puppies. Would you guys like to hear about some facts and some history shit about California?
Oh, yes,
yes.
So, notably, you guys know California from Alcatraz and Hollywood, right?
And drugs.
And drugs. Fuckload
I
of
was going to
drugs.
say Redwood National Forest.
So, there's a tree. Ansel Adams used to live there. There's a tree that Josh and I had carved our names into that we were going to carve our names into again 20 years later, and the tree is no longer there. It was the oldest tree in California. It had fallen down in the 1800s. Ansel Adams took a picture of it, and it's super famous. And it's the one where the guy's standing next to it, and he's looking up, and he's in awe. Anyways, it's gone. It was used in Kittling in the fires in 2017, 16. Anyways.
Who the fuck is in my backyard? Oh, the dog. I'm so sorry. I got a notification that someone was in the backyard, and I'm like, who the fuck?
Jesus.
At 9 a.m. Close. Here. Sorry.
So California,
Continue.
everybody thinks that San Francisco or LA, Hollywood, is the capital of California. It is Sacramento. The state bird is the California quail. So you can't go quail shooting. The flower is the California poppy. Funny story about that. I put California poppy seeds in the aerator for the high school I used to go to. So when they did the football field, a week before the homecoming,
So
puppies
proud of you.
everywhere.
I love that.
So they said we can't.
Poppy flowers are so pretty, though.
They are. They're and let me tell you, the dome, because that's what it was called, the dome, because it was, a half bowl. And so they said we need to get rid of the poppies. How are we going to do that? And I was like, I could take care of that. I had a friend who owned cattle, so I got a bunch of longhorns because our school mascot was the Longhorns. So he unloaded a bunch of longhorns into the bowl.
I was about to say goats,
the
too.
Longhorns unloaded, and they had to get all that cleaned up.
Well, no, they used it as fertilizer. They just scraped it in. But, I mean, they ate most of the poppies. So they weren't charged with anything because 2 birds, 1 stone. I got 6 weeks of detention. Well worth it. So worth it. Anyways, insect is the California dog-faced butterfly. It's the really pretty one that when it fans out, it has the face.
Okay.
The national tree is redwood. The California state fruit is the avocado.
An avocado.
An avocado.
Dang.
Believe it or not, people think that it's overrun by homeless people. The unemployment rate is actually 5.3%. And the state motto
Isn't that
is
like one of the lowest percentages?
Mm-hmm. The most is in New York. The motto is Eureka. So, 1848, at the end of the Mexican-American War, California became a U.S. territory after gold was struck in 1848 at Sutter's Mill in Coloma. More than 100,000 people, nicknamed the 49ers, rushed to California in 1849 to seek their fortunes. Let's see here. Doop-a-doo. The state is the top producer of lemons, apricots, avocados, dates, figs, grapes, kiwi, nectarines, a bunch of other fucking fruits. And it's the leader in almonds, pistachios, and walnuts. So it's a nut state.
I mean, it is nutty, so.
It is nutty. Death Valley is the hottest desert in North America. Daily high is 115. Tank up before you drive there, otherwise your gas tank will go empty. Gas stations are 50 miles apart on either side of Death Valley. World's biggest tree is General Sherman. It's a giant sequoia tree in the Sequoia National Park, which is where Ansel Adams mostly shot at. So, it's bigger than a basketball court and is over 2,700 years old. Reason people like California so much when it comes to the sea is the waves can reach over 50 feet high and attract surfers from all around the globe. In 1955, Disneyland opened in Anaheim. We love us some Disney. Since then, 750 million people have visited the park. It's the 3rd largest state in America. It is home to wetsuits, Barbies, and fortune cookies. Fortune cookies were created in San Francisco. Did you know that?
I feel like I did.
There is a factory.
At one point.
Yeah, there was a guy, an American guy, who made fortune cookies for his Chinese restaurant. He knew nothing about.
Because white men.
Yeah, because the palm-colored men. California experiences over 100,000 earthquakes per year and suggests at least one earthquake occurs every 3 minutes in SoCal. The native tribes in the area are quite a lot. I'm going to name them off as best as I can, but you and I both know English is hard.
It very much is.
Akawami, Alakiluk, Estuegi, Bear River, Tallua, Chimarai, Chimush, Coast Miwok, Coastonian, Esselian, Gabrielino, Lucino, Koala, Interior Miwok, Karuk, Kato, I love you, Katan Miwok, Kimie Lake Miwok, Lasik, Maidu, Matal, Modoc, Monachi, Pomo, Serrano, Shasta, which is actually named Shasta County is named after them. Siquioan, Taloa, Walaki, Wapo, Winton, Wyatt, Yahi, Yana, Yakuts, and Yurok Papa Willat. Some of those I had to skip because they were 6 syllables long. So,
But we'll put those in the notes, the show notes.
yeah, I'll put those on the show notes if
Yeah.
someone wants them. So, you guys ready to get some spooky shit?
Yes.
Okay, as always, you know I like to do alphabetical order, starting off strong with Alcatraz. We're going to be doing a whole episode on it, so here's just some bullet points.
Lucky notes.
That medication always gives me heartburn. Infamous for its formidable walls and famous inmates like Al Capone, George Machine Gun Kelly, which is, you know, MGK, that's where he got his name from. Robert Stroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz. James Whitey Bulger, and many more. Uh-oh.
That did not inspire confidence.
It's Autumn. She commented on my chai tea post. For the ladies,
Would you like some tea?
for the ladies of Imager, I am now saying chai whenever I order chai. Despite multiple attempts to escape the prison, none were able to escape except for 3. These 3 gentlemen have still been marked missing as of this day. It's been well over 60, 70 years at this point.
They're never going to be found.
No. But I go into that in a later episode when we discuss just Alcatraz. Because I have some stories about that place. Because California native. Despite multiple attempts, did that. Okay. This Max State Penitentiary is located on a rocky, isolated island located in the peninsula of San Francisco. It is not San Fran. No. Nay. It is San Francisco, or SF. You never want to call it San Fran. That's how you get pickpocketed. Because I know you're a tourist.
I'm gonna call it the bitch state.
Sounds about right.
I only do San Fran if I'm texting.
Yeah, right. You know better. So Alcatraz is
Because it's shorter.
its severe reputation was cemented by reports of extreme punishments and harsh living conditions suffered by the inmates, whose souls are now rumored to haunt the facility. There are 2 cells that I will tell you right now that I will speak again about on a later episode that I will never ever step foot around, and it's the solitary confinement area, and it's the ones towards the end. They're fingernail marks in the cement.
Mm-mm. No, thank you.
No, never going in those 2. The other ones are fine. I'll explain those in a later episode.
I'll do it.
Okay. You can go in. I will stay
I'm
safely
mayo
on the
colored.
boat. Yes, you are.
I'm mayo colored.
You are palm colored. You are an honorary Latina, but you are still very much palm colored.
I'm also palm colored, and I will stay on the boat.
You'll stay on the boat with me?
Yes.
I'll do the stupid shit for us, guys.
Okay.
Beautiful. You'll wear a GoPro. If you would like to subscribe to us, please let us know, because we'll start doing video recordings.
Of Emily doing stupid shit.
Right.
While
Alcatraz
Kat and I are standing in the car.
I ain't doing shit. I'm a walking Ouija board. We're not getting possessed again. Emily's seen it twice
So
now.
we
We're
would
not
stay
doing
in the
that.
car.
So its severe reputation was cemented by reports of extreme punishments, harsh living conditions, Staff and visitors have reported unexplained voices and noises emanating from the corridor, as well as drifting banjo music played by Al Capone. And it's coming from the shower room.
But was he a good banjo player, though? Like,
Yes.
because if he wasn't, and it was just horrible banjo music, that is so much worse than actually just random good banjo music.
He took lessons on how to play the guitar when he was younger. I did a full story of Al Capone. My grandfather, we were requested to do prominent people in the early 1900s. And my grandfather's like,
Mhm.
you know who's prominent? Al Capone. He's a good man. And I said, he's a good man? He murdered people. And he goes,
Eh.
for good reason.
Didn't Al Capone, wasn't he the reason there's expiration dates on the milk? Because someone in his family or like someone in his friend group or something like that,
Mhm.
their kid got super sick from expired milk.
Yeah. And it's because
Like,
it wasn't pasteurized
He
appropriately.
did good things for his community.
Yes.
Just he
He was a
also
vigilante.
he just also held people to a higher standard as well. And when they did not meet that standard, he kind of them.
To be fair, he was a notorious gangster and mobster. So
He had a reputation to uphold.
I mean, you know, he was the mean girl. He was the Regina George of that time. You know?
True.
What's funny is 9 times out of 10, I put links in the top because we have, you know, a Google document that we share all of our stuff. There's no links in here because it's all stuff that I know in places, you know, Nat Geo and normal stuff, you know, but it's
Right.
It's from
Surprise, random things.
random things I know. Second, another place that I frequented quite a lot, Bodie, California. It's a town. It's a ghost town. Nobody lives there except one man who actually like runs the whole thing. He has an RV. He does not build anything there. There's a reason for that. We're going to be doing a whole episode on this one as well, as it was requested. Located in Mono County by Big Basin, this is California's most infamous ghost town. You remember that friend I told you about? The one back in high school? That had a lot
Which
of
one?
the one that had a lot of really bad luck?
Ah, yes.
That's this town.
Ah.
So founded, if you're listening, I know you listen. Founded in 1859 as a mining outpost, it has over 200 original structures still standing. One of the nation's largest unreconstructed ghost towns. It's home to a curse that was legend. Wait for it. Jerry.
Gotta find the sound. I was about to say, gotta find the sound. Hold on.
According to lore, anyone who takes something from the grounds of Bodie, California will be punished. I can confirm this is a fact. We'll talk about that later. Validating the legend, Bodie State Historic Park Rangers report that they receive letters on almost a weekly basis from previous visitors apologizing for taking souvenirs.
Like, what part of don't take anything, just leave footprints? The only thing you should take is trash.
I have to
Just
tell
take
you,
your trash.
9 times out of 10, it's the
Yeah.
caucasity.
Leave nothing but footprints and
Look.
take your trash.
We tell people.
Take only your trash.
We tell people.
That's one thing I remember from the Girl Scouts. Leave nothing but footprints. Take only your trash.
Right. And memories. Ours was take
Yes.
your trash and take your memories.
That too.
So, the misfortunes recounted in these messages run the gamut from bad luck to health issues to mysterious accidents. All taking place after the writer, the author, removed, oh, the puppy, a token.
He about sat on me.
I mean, he has been sitting on you all morning.
Off and on.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing thing.
It's okay.
He knows no personal space.
Off topic, we might be going to a Bridgerton tea party today.
I'm so jealous.
And
You have to get caught up then.
we will. We're watching it. We're binge watching it today, and we're ordering takeout.
Okay.
So next is a place that I loved going to. It's called the Brookdale Lodge. This place is in Santa Cruz. It's nestled in the trees. It's this beautiful, tiny little motel. Super fucking haunted.
Of course it was.
Built in 1890, this lodge boasted celebrity guests, including Marilyn Monroe, President Hoover, and many more. There are signed pictures of the celebrities in the front lobby, by the way.
Love that.
They also asked me to cover Mount Madonna. I am not. The Madonna Inn. I am not. Because we're going to be doing a whole episode just on the Madonna Inn.
Okay.
So people who
Sounds
are
good.
listening, I'm still not at the M's. I'm at the B's. Don't be mad. You're going to get your Madonna Inn episode. We're going to talk about it later.
Just later time.
So
Later date and time.
several tragedies resulted in the lodge's closure in 2011. The death of a guest, a damaging fire, and various code violations can confirm. Those beds were not the best. But, I mean, let me tell you, it was the cutest lodge because it was just nestled in the trees. Prior to closure, multiple staff and guests reported seeing a small girl in a dated off-white dress running through the halls. What did we say about white?
Children.
I wonder if she had eyes.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Witnesses suspected it's Try that again. Witnesses suspected she was Sarah Logan, a child who had drowned in a nearby creek in 1892. Sightings.
Then probably not.
No, probably not eyes. Sightings of the little girl became so frequent that staff designated a small area for her where they would leave toys and books, often returning to see the objects had moved.
That's so sweet of them, though.
I mean, I do have, I don't sleep with plushies.
Yeah.
I have them for emotional support when I'm watching a show, but I don't sleep with them. They're mainly in here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Oliver.
Over there.
Oliver is over there. Did I put Oliver up there?
No.
No. It's fine.
Oliver found himself up there.
It's fine. This is fine. So paranormal investigators have captured multiple EVPs that believe that they are Sarah. This one was hard for me to do because I want to do a full episode on it, and because of my trauma associated to the place, I am not. This is a no-go zone for me. We're talking about the Cecil Hotel. Infamous in the most recent decade for a missing college student, Elisa Lamb. You can watch it. It's got a creepypasta associated with it. It is not. She got off her medication. Is very much a non-thing, you know?
It's still sad.
It's still very, very sad. This hotel has a reputation for tragedy, multiple violent deaths right after its opening in 1942. They've had numerous people jump out the windows, so all the windows were locked up until its reconstruction. And it went from a hotel to a new hotel to now it's apartments. They separated the hotel in two. Two known serial killers took up residence in the hotel accommodations for the long lease portion of the hotel. All right. So, did you know who the two serial killers that stayed at the Cecil Hotel?
Absolutely not a clue.
Do you want me to tell you?
Yes, please.
So, you know the Night Stalker. He's on our list.
Yes.
Richard Ramirez. He stayed for several weeks from 1984 to 1985 while he was committing the crimes. So he would walk into the hotel covered in blood and go up to his room. It was a common occurrence.
And nobody said anything.
It was a pay by the day. So they not pay by the day, but like you could rent out rooms for the month, and he rented it out for a full month. And hold on.
Nobody's thought to say a thing.
No. Because if you see something, no, you didn't. That kind of thing. In that area, because it's in the worst area of town. The other one. You ready?
Yes.
Jack.
Not really, but yes.
Jack Unterweger. So he stayed in 1991 while researching sex work in Los Angeles. He said he was an Austrian writer and a convicted murderer. So he was doing research on Richard Ramirez, and because of his research, he decided to become a serial killer and murderer as well. And he confirmed and strangled and killed 3 sex workers while staying in the Cecil. So he killed them in the Cecil and then removed their bodies from the premises.
What the fuck?
Now, do you see why I don't want to cover the Cecil Hotel?
Yeah.
Okay. For those of
I'm
you,
just like, you started off so good.
so
And then did research and then turned into such evil.
I walked in, I was possessed. I don't remember leaving, but apparently I stayed for a full day. I don't remember
Don't remember a thing.
Mm-mm. So I'm good. I'm not talking about the Cecil Hotel after this day, unless somebody asks me about it. Known as one of the most haunted hotels in California, can't confirm. It's attracted attention from true crime buffs and paranormal experts in 2020. Ghost Adventures, our lovely Zach Bagelhands. He was the first crew allowed to bring cameras inside. Can confirm. Because you have to sign waivers and everything like that.
Yeah.
So next we have the Cerro Gordo. It's a former mining town in the Inyo Mountains, which is south.
Okay.
It was created in 1867. It had saloons, hotels, and brothels until the 1870s, when the price of silver began to plummet and the town was later abandoned. The mines claimed the lives of 30 men.
Because mines do.
Right.
What goes out must come in.
Right.
For as much as they took out the mine, things had to be left.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it was lives.
Right. Today, the mine is owned by one man, Brent Underwood. He lives in the ghost town and has encountered a slew of spooky occurrences. This is another guy who has a trailer on site, didn't build anything. So,
probably smart.
You'll see why.
Okay.
Lights turn off and on their own. Books tumbling off the shelves. Doors opening and closing that were locked. Disembodied voices.
No, thank you.
Visitors to the American Hotel of Cerro Gordo, which burned down on June 15, 2020, often reported strange sightings and spectral energies. Underwood stated with the LA Times that a fire that destroyed the hotel could have been paranormal and that the caretaker told him he saw a shadow apparition move within the kitchen at 4 p.m. that day after the kitchen was closed.
No, thank you.
Oh, welcome back.
No thanks.
I had to pee.
It's okay. We all have walnuts. Well, I have a walnut. You have the persimmon, slightly larger.
I have military bladder. I
Yes.
don't have to pee until I almost pee myself.
So
Same.
it's because I drink 5 of these bitches a day. Because I'm a dehydrated houseplant. Thank you,
Same.
Rachel, for the tumbler.
You're welcome.
So the next we have is the Court of Mysteries. Anybody who has been to Santa Cruz knows the Court of Mysteries. It was rebuilt overnight.
Why?
No, just not rebuilt. It was built overnight. Nobody knew what was going on.
I was like, why did they rebuild it overnight? Like, why?
I can even give you the address. So it's at 519 Fair Avenue. It is a complete enigma. No one knows why it was built. There's no reason for why it was built. There are no permits. Nothing. So it was built by Kenneth Kitchen in the 1930s. The architecture draws heavy inspiration from Hindu temples and is covered in arcane patterns and astrological motifs. He refused to build during the daytime. There are reports that following its completion, he constructed radio towers, an anti-submarine device on the property, which functioned well enough to incur intervention from the U.S. Navy.
In the Navy.
Kitchen left the strange palace without explanation in 1953. However, Neighbors continue to report dark apparitions moving around the property.
Wait. Hold on. So you said it was
The Court of
Um,
Mysteries.
519 Fair Avenue,
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz. It has a Jehovah's Witness hall next to it now.
Yeah. And it's huge. The hall is huge. It's like you can see it. So when you're coming from the not the freeway, but there's like a side road. So you can either take the freeway or the side road. I always take the side road when I go to Santa Cruz. If you take that side road, you can see it from the top. So like there's like little outlets for driveways and stuff like that, like driving in, Tennessee or Louisiana or anything like that. Little outlets, You're driving on the top and you can see it. It's huge.
So in the street view,
there's
this very old truck.
Yep.
Sitting in front of it.
Yeah.
It just looks very spooky.
It is.
And only like half the yard is mowed.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those spooky places. There's another one that's called the Mystery Spot, but it's just built in such a way where it looks level, but it's not. And there's like angles to it. An artist built it in the 60s or 70s, and it's like the place to go. Next is the Curran Theater. Anybody who lives in the area knows Curran Theater. It was built in 1922 and housed some of the biggest productions in California theater history. That's where I saw Wicked. I saw Phantom of the Opera there.
Oh, nice.
I saw Sound of Music, Cinderella. What else have I seen? Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Cats. I saw a bunch of things there. It hosted 5 years of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera. I went to one of those. It was the longest domestic run outside New York. Homer Curran, who was born into a wealthy Missouri family, he opted instead to pursue his passion of the arts instead of working in the wheel manufacturing plant that his family owned. So he traveled to the West to study music at Stanford University. Curran moved to San Francisco after graduating and spent 8 years gaining management experience in the local theater community. The construction of the Curran Theater became possible in 1920 when Curran formed a business partnership with Schubert Incorporated, one of the most successful New York theater corporations throughout the 20th century. In 1933, a robbery occurred and ticket taker Hewlett Tarr was shot and killed.
Oh, that's sad.
Tarr seemed to have stayed in the theater, and guests have reported seeing him in the lobby. Some patrons have also reported seeing his reflection in the lobby mirrors.
I wonder if he feels like his shift wasn't done because he got killed during his shift, and so that's why he's still there.
From what I saw when I would visit the theater, I don't think so. He was very happy when he worked at the theater.
Okay.
So I think it's his happy place. But he also wants to make sure that nobody else gets hurt.
That's valid.
Because I started to, I was on the second floor using the bathroom. The first floor is being cleaned, so I went to the second floor to use the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. As one does.
Mom got me really great tickets for my birthday to see Wicked. I think it was 2007. When I tell you, like, I started to fall, you know me, I'm great with stairs. Fabulous with stairs. I started
so graceful with them.
I started to fall forward, and I felt a hand go right on my chest. There is nobody up there. I couldn't see him, so he was invisible for a reason, and I went, thank you. And his face just popped up, and he goes, you're welcome. And I went, you're so handsome. Like, he was a handsome looking man. So, others have reported to see a ghost of a little girl who is believed to have been killed across the street. There's a hotel directly across the street that was turned into apartments in the early 2000s. El Adobo de Capistrano. Hope I said that right. Located in San Juan, this historical restaurant was once visited by Nixon. Gained its reputation for its delicious food and spooky clientele.
Interesting.
Built in 1812. Previously used as a courthouse and jailhouse. You know where this is going.
Unfortunately.
One of the previous inmates still haunts the facility along with the victims of the earthquake that destroyed the adjacent Mission San Juan Capistrano later that year. Along with disembodied voices and shadowy apparitions, visitors have witnessed a headless friar standing at the door.
Wait. A headless what?
Friar. A monk.
Okay. Because I was thinking headless like deep fryer. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
No.
That does not make sense to me.
No.
It's the Krusty Krab, don't question.
Along with disembodied voices and shadowy apparitions, you see the headless friar experience feelings of being watched and dread, and physical touches on the shoulder from disembodied hands.
Oh no.
Oh,
No
yes.
thanks.
I don't know if you guys ever... Well, you guys do know them. Nirvana?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so they stayed in Santa Cruz for a spell. There was a music video that they did at a cemetery. Evergreen Cemetery is the next on our list, located in Santa Cruz. It has very large theatrical Victorian things.
Sarcophaguses?
No, they're like...
Mausoleums.
Yes. Thank you. One of the oldest Protestant cemeteries. It was built in 1858. Final resting place for Chinese immigrants, artists, travelers, and gold prospectors.
Interesting.
As somebody who's been there, that's a nope. I don't.
Obviously.
Locals have witnessed numerous spirits wandering the grounds, with encounters documented as far back as 1902, from disembodied childish laughter to an elderly woman maintaining her disappearing cabin.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Rhea commented.
Just a pause right now.
Am I boring you guys?
No.
Okay, just making sure. All right.
Looking at your face, I could never be bored.
You're not looking at my face.
I am looking at your face, though.
Okay. Next is Hearst Castle. If you guys want me to do an episode on that, let me know. I have no problem doing an episode because I loved going to Hearst Castle. I would go at least once a year. It's located in Santa Monica, SoCal. Purchased in 1865 and built atop 127 acres of rolling hillside.
That's a lot.
Yep. This giant mansion is known as Castle because it was completed by none other than William Randolph Hearst, the journalism magnate.
Interesting.
So he owned like two or three newspapers. He had a couple of magazines.
He liked to collect things.
He did. It contains 165 rooms, 123 acres of gardens, terraces, pools, walkways, and a zoo.
In a zoo?
It's no longer active, but he had lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my.
Oh my!
Hearst and partner Marion Davies hosted lavish parties for their many famous guests. As someone who has been here numerous times, I have heard these because I was there at closing. Like, I was the last party to leave. They tried to get us out of there before sundown. Reason being, it's super haunted at night.
I can imagine so, because that's probably when most of the parties happened. You just nodding your head so very quickly.
As far as disembodied voices and spectral visions, many employees and visitors, including myself, have heard the clinking of glasses, rainy music, footsteps, and laughter.
Of course.
I've also seen people jump into the pool and there's nobody there.
But you see dead people, though, so, I mean...
The water didn't even move.
But, I mean, if they're ghost people jumping into the water.
No, I know, but it didn't look like normally. So when I see dead people, they look kind of like grainy, kind of like see-through. They didn't.
Okay.
They didn't look normal. Like I was like
alternate dimension.
Right. I was like, oh, so maybe they're doing like a costume thing. Like I know they filmed movies there at night, like a couple of movies for the movie on Hearst himself.
Nope.
Several other witnesses who have seen unexplained events within the halls of the main house, like the library. Books will come off the shelf and things will move. Again, can do a whole episode on it if you want. Only if you guys want. Let me know.
I'm always down for the spooky tales.
Yes. If you want me to, just tell me later. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel is in sunny Los Angeles. It has hosted many stars, including Marilyn Monroe and Clark Gable.
Oh, wow.
Carol Lombard, Montgomery Clift, Elizabeth Patterson, many more. I think
quite a name drop.
I think that's one of the places that Tay-Tay stayed too.
Probably.
Marilyn lived there for 2 years before she became a Hollywood starlet. Now she is thought to be one of the ghosts who frequent here. But there is a couple of people who do dress like Marilyn that work off the strip that do stay at the hotel too. Excuse me, water break. Getting a little parched. Guests report to feel cold spots, mysterious phone calls, and capturing orbs and photographs. Next, we have the Hotel Coronado.
Don't worry about that right now.
Okay. It's Rhea. Hello, Rhea. She says, oh, Jesus, I want to hear this one. I'm going to tell her, not telling you which one. You can listen to all the episodes.
Yes, please.
So the next one we have is the Hotel Coronado, which is in San Diego. It's one of San Diego's most famous ghost places. It opened in 1882, like you do. They open in all of the time. It opens in the 1800s, all the haunted shit. Most notorious ghost is Katie Morgan. So Kate Morgan checked into the hotel in 1892 to wait for her husband. 4 days later, she was found dead at the bottom of the outdoor staircase.
The fuck?
No reason why. So the employees and guests, what? You had the look.
I have questions.
Okay. I have questions. I wasn't able to find much, just that they found her dead.
Like, did she trip and fall down the stairs? Like, was she pushed? Like, I have questions.
I can go there and find out.
As if they're willing to talk.
You know, that's true. Your granddad still won't talk to me. He'll only talk to me if golf is on the TV.
Yeah, he's a quiet one.
He's nice, though. Employees, guests, and visitors encounter flickering lights, oddly behaving TVs, cold spots and temperature drops, and phantasmal scents in Kate's previous room. Normal.
The scents are probably her perfumes.
Paranormal researchers have also documented activity in the resort's gift shop, where items have been caught flinging themselves off shelves.
Don't want this, don't want this, don't want this.
The strange occurrences reportedly extend to room 3519, where the body of the owner's mistress was allegedly discovered.
Sorrows, prayers.
Sorrows, prayers. La Purísima. This is a Franciscan mission. So you guys, for those of you who don't know, California was where a bunch of the missions were built for the rest of the United States. That's where their home, quote unquote, the Catholic home bases were. They're littered all over the coast for the West Coast. Former Catholic here. We had to do mission reports on the missions of California, Washington, and Oregon. 2 in Oregon are still there, but the rest of them are gone. They're just decimated. But this was located in Lompoc and founded in 1787. It was part of a colonization movement that nearly destroyed all of the Chumash Indians. Spanish missionaries introduced deadly diseases to the area, Columbus. Since the population didn't have any immunity for them, this resulted in thousands of deaths within a short period. Others were given harsh penalties imposed by the new colonizers. The turbulent, bloody history of La Purísima ended in the 1840s when it became abandoned, but tourists started to see eerie shapes and whispers and sounds on the site of the newly erected museum.
Shocking. It's almost as if it was abandoned in human form, but not in spirit.
I don't think it'll ever be abandoned in spirit.
Oh, 100% not. The poor fox's face is just getting smushed.
Let me see.
It's Mocha.
Oh, Mocha.
I gotta take my glasses off.
Your smooshy
The nose is just
glasses.
smushed.
He's a fat fox.
His nose was just getting smushed into the other pillow.
Emily has this like smooshable fox. I don't think that thing has been washed since I washed it.
No, it's been washed. It gets
Okay.
washed like every other week.
So, on the list of missions, we also have Los Coches, which is located in Soledad. Let's see here. Multiple visitors reported experiencing a time shift while standing in the adobe.
Like forwards or backwards?
Backwards. There are rumors that the proprietor murdered miners who stayed at the end, disposing of their bodies in an abandoned mine shaft nearby.
Why the children? It's always
Hold
the
on,
children.
hold on.
No, wrong miners.
You miners? Like
Oh,
oh, okay, pickaxe okay.
Not children.
Okay.
No, because of what happened 4 episodes ago, I am no longer calling children minors. We are calling them kids.
children
Or
kids.
children. Yes.
Tiny
Minors
people.
are minors.
Got it.
Yes. Tiny humans. No, not tiny humans. Actual minors, like grown men who pickaxed
Okay.
mountains.
I mean, some miners were also children, so.
Very true. I don't know if they were minors or minors. The minors are
If
minors.
it was ER or OR.
So, locals have seen black-clad figures wandering the property at night, while others felt a presence pushing down on their chests while staying. The outpost is now a popular spot for paranormal investigators and was visited by our level bagel hands on season 10.
Ew, big bats.
Woo, bagel bites! So, the Padre Hotel. I have not stayed there. I have gone past it. I will not go in. Located in Bakersfield. It is a 1928 luxury hotel
Of course it is.
and restaurant. And it has taken the lives of many people.
I was about to say, I don't think I'd want to eat there.
Nope. I mean, their food supposedly is good, but during the 1950s, a fire claimed several lives, whereas an earthquake followed suit, claiming and trapping the lives of children later on.
There it is.
Multiple people multiple people have heard and seen jumping from the roof to their untimely demise due to love triangles.
I thought you were going to say the fire, but
No, absolutely not. No. So the love triangle boat found that in local newspapers.
interesting.
So there was like 6 people who jumped off the roof due to love triangles. And one that
Were
just
like they
committed
all
suicide.
involved in the same triangle or individual triangles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All unrelated deaths.
All
Okay, got
unrelated.
it.
And then one was just a suicide. But, I mean, they were all suicides, but I mean, you know what I mean.
What?
So,
Yes.
while undergoing renovations in 2010, the staff and guests alike reported that a child's handprint cannot be cleaned or painted over, multiple apparitions, and several poltergeist activity.
At that point, if the child wants its hand seen, just let the child's hand be seen.
They do have a frame over it.
Okay, I was about to say just while like just kind of put something over and be like, okay, here you go. Here's your handprint.
This is one of the places I have gone to take photos when I had my camera, my professional camera. It's located in Monterey County. It's one of the oldest and most isolated lighthouses in California. You can get to it. It's a bit of a trek, but it is the view is just on a
Well
clear
worth
day.
it.
Oh God, yes. You have to make sure that there's no fog, that there's no fog warning or a hazard. A hazard warning is a wave warning. As long as you don't have either of those, you're fine.
Okay.
Built on 1889 on an isolated spur, the lighthouse's first keepers had to travel for miles just to reach the nearest road. It claimed...
It's usually on par.
Yeah, but I mean, like, now there's an actual, like, not a road, but like an ATV-sized road. I don't know if they've changed it in the last 16
Something
years.
they can easily travel with.
Right. In the last 16 years, about 17 years ago is when I visited last. It has a road for ATVs. Like, it's pretty small, but you have to wear your walking shoes, man. It's a
hike.
It's a hike. It claimed multiple lives between shipwrecks, lost lives, people jumping, and the crash of the USS Macon in 1935.
Interesting.
It has been said that the tower contains the haunted specters of victims that the lighthouse and the cliff has claimed.
I mean, they have to gather somewhere.
Right. Do you want to hear what you can see and hear?
Always.
A tall man in dark blue navy jumpsuits walking the grounds.
Like military navy jumpsuits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would make sense that, especially during like World War II, that they
Looking at my face.
that they used it for an outcropping to be able to, keep an eye on the coast for submarines.
Right. Also, disembodied voices.
Logical historical thinker here.
Well, no. Logically, yeah. But I mean, like, the Macon, it sunk. Like...
Yeah.
But disembodied voices also telling you to go home.
Bye.
Bye.
Right?
I'll go home. But no,
Ain't gotta tell me twice.
every time I went there, it was during the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was never close to nighttime. I would go, it would be like in the morning when I was in Monterey and walk out there, take some photos. But it wasn't anything like I would go multiple times. I've gone like 4 times maybe. But every time I got there, it was like a sense of dread. Just like right here. But Preston Castle what is it with castles in California? This isn't a home, by the way. Opened in 1894, this 230-acre castle was created as an alternative to juvenile detention centers.
Juvenile dementia.
Same thing.
You right.
It was a place to send trouble boys to learn a new trade and to avoid jail.
I mean, makes sense.
Right. This place became notorious for violence from staff and residents.
There it is.
And at least one man died within its walls.
Yup.
Anna Corbin, the castle's housekeeper, met her demise in the basement after a brutal attack.
Not the housekeeper. Come on, guys.
Yes, the housekeeper. Closing in 1960, the site has become a popular destination for paranormal investigators.
Makes sense.
Including bagel hands. Visitors have reported...
He just hits all the locations.
He does. Most of California, Washington, and Oregon, I know for a fact he did do most of them before he left the show. Most have reported disembodied voices, slamming doors, and ghastly assaults.
I thought you were going to say gas leaks.
Same
And
thing.
not ghastly. Not ghastly assaults.
Same thing. Gas leaks, ghastly. You know, ghosts
Close
toot.
enough.
Ghosts too. You don't smell anything though. It's kind of good. Per request, little Miss Emily over there, the Queen Mary. Emily has requested
Love that boat.
whole episode on this. We will be doing it later. I have to decide when. I was thinking maybe before October, because just for you guys, we're going to be doing cryptids and spooky creepypastas all of October.
Yes.
So, here's some bullet points. Built in the 1930s, the RMS Queen Mary hosted such celebrity patrons as Winston Churchill and Clark Gable. They served guests in style and comfort as they crossed the Atlantic. So it was an actual, like, boat.
Yes.
With the onslaught of World War II, she was rechristened as the Grey Ghost and converted into a utilitarian vessel that delivered soldiers to the front lines. Ready for the deaths?
Always.
Okay, only a few. I mentioned only a few. During her time voyaging, 49 deaths were recorded aboard. Now serving as a one-of-a-kind paranormal hotel, guests and employees of the RMS Queen Mary have reported seeing spectral former residents drift through the corridors, as well as drastic changes in temperature, disembodied sounds, and the echoing cries of children.
It's the kids part that always gets me.
There's 3 other spirits that are on board that I will talk about in the later episode. One of them is a worker who is covered in burns. Another one is a worker with no arm. And one is the fated ship's captain who did die on the boat. Ship.
Ship.
But yes, Emily, per your request.
Boats are smaller sizes.
But
You could just say vessel. That works too.
you know what? I'll give
That's
you
valid.
a vessel. That book series that we're reading, though, Rachel.
Oh, he bent the knee, didn't he?
I already passed the bent the knee. She went to see the first dude, and then she went to go see Day, and then they both went, shoo, go away. So I'm at that part.
Oh no.
So no spoilers.
No spoilers. No, I'm not giving any spoilers.
I'm holding off on book 3 until someone else gets to it with me.
Right. I think Sam.
No, I was telling Em no spoilers.
No, she's not. No, she knows better than to give me spoilers about books. Movies, TV shows, fine. Books,
That's war. That's fighting words.
that's fighting words. So these last 2, I wanted to do episodes on. I don't know if I'm going to, but if you guys ask, I will. The first, second to last, is the Whaley House. It's located in San Diego. You've heard of this. I know you have.
I have.
And that's why we covered it. We stand for other podcasts.
Yes.
Okay.
They're one of our favorites.
All right. So the most haunted place, like a house in San Diego, is the Whaley House. The other one is the hotel, which we covered earlier. Thomas Whaley arrived in California in 1849 during the gold rush. Upon arrival, he set up a store with George Wardle as the Montgomery Street in San Francisco. That's where he sold hardware and woodwork from his family's New York business, Pye and Whaley, as well as offering mining equipment and utensils on consignment. The property, the Whaley House, was known as the town's most public execution spots. The one of the infamous thief, Yankee Jim Robinson. Thomas Whaley was not daunted by the fact that he was murdered on that location and executed. In 1855, he purchased the land and began construction that would be his family home. It wasn't long after the Whaley family moved into that home that sadness and despair were thrust upon them. First, their young son Thomas, who was only 18 months old, died of scarlet fever inside the house. It took them several years before they were able to return. In 1871, when Thomas went away on a business trip, a group of armed men held Anna, his wife, at gunpoint as they seized the courthouse records from the home, because half of their house was being rented out to the city to be used as a storage facility for records. This, many say, was a turning point for the family as well as for the house, which is where the hauntings are starting to come in. The first and most well-known ghost that lingered in the house off and on all over the grounds is Jim Robinson, also known as Yankee. The infamous criminal made eerie noises, loud footsteps, disembodied footprints, and continually scaring Whaley family members throughout their lifetimes. I love you, Crush. Give him a smooch. I love him. Baby Thomas, who was the first of the family to pass away, had always stayed close by, as reported by many who had visited the home. They could hear his tiny footsteps, sounds of him crying and giggling when no one is in sight.
It's so sad because he was only 18 months.
Crush kissed you. That's cute. Other report seeing a young woman lingering on the second floor of the house, believed to be the daughter, poor Violet, consumed with sorrow. She seems to stay close to the second floor where she spent most of her time. Oh, no, that's the wife. Anna is the daughter. Excuse me. She seems to stay close to the second floor where she spent most of her time after her divorce before she committed suicide on the second floor. It is said that the areas within the home become quite cold and her presence is felt throughout. Thomas, Anna, and several other spirits have been felt within the home, on the stairwells, and on the property, and many have seen Thomas dressed in a frock, coat, and top hat, standing atop the stairs. Can confirm. Nope. Mm-mm. Workers on site and guests who have toured the house tell of accounts of many unusual spooky encounters. Yes, can confirm. Some say they've seen a figure looking out the upstairs window long after the house is closed for the day. Others have seen curtains moving even though all the windows in the home have been sealed shut. Like fluttering the breeze. The sounds of children running up and down the stairs can be heard without anyone being seen. Footsteps, cold spots, and the appearance and disappearance of shadows have been seen, felt, and heard by guests. That is one. This is the last one. So if you want me to do a whole episode on the Whaley House, I will. This last one, if you wanted to, my cousin asked me to cover it. I can still if you want me to, but the Winchester Mystery House. Everybody's like, I'm listening. So, do you want to do a whole episode? Yeah?
I think it would be good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. We're gonna do a whole episode on that. But here's some bullet points. Okay. In 1 year, 365 days. 5,000, 26,600. Heiress Sarah Winchester lost her mom.
Ooh.
Huh.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I hate you. Hold on. I'll be right back.
I do want Waffle House. I do. I do. I haven't had Waffle House in fucking 5 ever. Do I have Waffle House money? Should I just leave the house with the kids and get Waffle House?
That I don't know.
I do have Waffle House money.
Do you have Waffle House gas though in your vehicle?
Waffle House is a block away. I could
Doesn't
walk
matter.
to that bitch. I could
Do you want
walk
to
to that bitch.
Do you want to walk to it though?
I have a bicycle.
To Waffle House?
Yeah.
Waffle House is 3 blocks from their house.
Yeah.
You know where we
I was
had
asking
the...
if she had Waffle House gas, and she's like, "I could walk there." And I said, "Do you really want to walk there?" She's like, "I'll ride my bike."
I mean, I just filled up my car anyway, so.
I mean, you know where the reception was at for the wedding, right?
Yeah.
It's a block and a half from there.
Okay.
I could walk it, and I'm a fat bitch.
I was just thinking
But,
with how
like-
hot it's been lately. Like, do you really want to walk?
I mean, how...
Actually, speaking of, how freaking hot is it today?
Currently, it is 78% humidity, and it is 80 degrees.
77 with 73% humidity. The feel like is 77, and it's supposed to get to 84 today.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I fucking want Waffle House. After this episode, like, and in the morning, I'm making waffles. I'm waking Chris up. I'm saying, get your ass up. We get in a Waffle House.
So, ready to get into the Winchester Mystery House?
Yes.
All right. So, not only in 1 year did she lose her mom and her father-in-law, she also lost her husband to tuberculosis. After they all died, she purchased and began renovations on a small 2-story farmhouse and its surrounding property, and it would have eventually become the famed Winchester Mystery House in San Jose.
I was about to say, it is no longer 2 stories.
It is not. For
It started off that way.
It started off that way. It did not have a basement. When she was done, it had a basement, which is unfinished. The basement is still unfinished. They did have to put
Will it ever be finished?
No. It is untouched.
thank
It is a historical house. They cannot touch it. I'll get to that in a second. I can also talk about it in the full episode, but for 38 years, Sarah added on bizarre architectural elements, culminating in a behemoth mansion that boasts 160,010,000 windows, 47 stairways, each containing the number 13, either in panes or in steps, with stairs that lead to nowhere, doors opened to sheer drops, and sealed off rooms that were fully furnished, allegedly, built to confuse the spirits of the people who were murdered by the Winchester rifle. Since her demise in 1922, visitors have reported multiple paranormal encounters within the house, from icy chills to mysterious groundskeeper. There's one mysterious. Multiple paranormal experts have visited the site, including Harry Houdini, Sylvia Brown, and our beloved Bagel Hands. My personal experience with the Winchester Mystery House, we will talk about on the larger episode. But I love every part about that house. but the least favorite part of that house is the seance room because of how small it is. And they cram like 10 to 15 people in that room.
Of course they do.
And there's like a secret entrance and a secret exit, and there's like only one way to get out of that room, and
I think I've heard even like like long-time employees get lost.
Yeah.
In the houses. In the house.
So, you know, the made-for-TV movie and the book Rose Red by Stephen King? That's what the house is based off of. Like, the book is based off of that house.
I was like, the house is based off the book? Oh, wow.
So she did have a dollhouse made for one of her nieces. She didn't have any kids. She had a dollhouse made for one of her nieces, and it was a replica of the front of the Winchester house. It's quite beautiful. It's in the gift shop. There was another replica made of the actual house, and it sits on this pedestal. It's anyways, ghouls and goblins, ladies and germs, that is haunted California.
What are your favorite parts of California? Anything spooky?
A few places that aren't on the list because they're not super spooky, but they are pretty haunted. The San Francisco Pier, Pier 39. There's Fishermen. And it's kind of funny because I took one of my friends there. We went for lunch, and she goes, "It's kind of early to be fishing, isn't it?" And I looked over, and then she looked back, and then they just kind of disappeared. And she looked back, and she goes, "Where'd they go?" And I go, "That was a ghost stare. You saw it." What else? Winchester Mystery House. Hearst Castle. Love Hearst Castle. None of the ghosts there are violent, which I loved. Golden Gate Bridge. I will not walk Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
They put a safety net on it in the mid to early 2010s. Before that, there was no safety net. Normally, bridges have safety nets under them. San Francisco, because of its large expanse, did not have one. There was a guy who actually jumped to his death and survived it. And he wrote a book. Sorry, I'm cracking my knuckles. He wrote a book called The Guardian of the Golden Gate Bridge, which, if you search for my book, The Guardian of the Golden Gateway, pops up as number 2. That's how I knew.
Interesting.
Yeah. What else? The hospital I used to work at, O'Connor Hospital. Those nuns, no feet, bitches. All right, listen, okay? I was a
As soon as you said the hospital I used to work at, I knew it automatically it was going to be the feetless nuns.
The butterball turkey. Look, okay, I was a tubby kid. All right, I was a candy striper. And there were sections of the hospital where they were kind of mismatched. So like the nuns stayed on one side and like the hospital was on the other. Because it was run by the Daughters of Charity, which is a nun organization, I guess. But the Carmelite nuns had a little chapter there. Anyways, the hallway going from the second floor, you have to take the stairwell to the hop second and a half floor. Those hallways are so fucking haunted. The nuns had no feet. I ran down to the lab where I was delivering the samples, and I'm like huffing and puffing. And he goes, "What's wrong?" And I said, "The nuns, no feet." He goes, "Oh, yeah. You met the sisters." And I was like, "No, thank you. No."
I'd rather do without meeting them, thanks.
Right, because I thought they were just regular nuns, because they looked like regular nuns. They weren't see-through, they weren't grainy. Just went,
And then you saw the no feet thing.
Yeah.
And you're like, nope, I'm seeing dead people now.
I couldn't hear their orthopedic shoes.
Not the
There was a
orthopedic shoes.
There was a reason you couldn't hear the shoes. They weren't there.
Look, and I don't know if you've ever seen a little tiny fat kid run. I was 5 foot nothing. Just, running.
And trying not to drop the samples at the same time.
No, those bitches were in my fucking pockets because they had Velcro on them because I kept losing shit. So my mom put Velcro on the front part of my pocket for the candy striper uniform. Let me tell you, those Velcro, lifesaver. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, this hospital cannot be that haunted. I worked the night shift. I turned 18, 19. Worked the night shift. I'm working in the...
Never again.
No. I worked there for 1 month and it was fine. There were
The ghost had to ease you in.
There were wheelchairs that would just move by themselves down the hallway, and I was like, abso-fucking-lutely not. I keep thinking I'm gonna wake my husband up, but I realize he can sleep through a fucking earthquake.
This is true.
Rachel. Anyways, so that is the hospital, and then the last place is just Santa Cruz as a whole. Santa Cruz itself is really fucking haunted because there's a highway going into Santa Cruz that's called Blood Alley. It's Highway 17. It is the most twistiest and turniest of the highways in California, not including that one drive in Los Angeles, Mulholland Drive. Took me, but a lot of people have died on that freeway. And you remember I was telling you about the side road you can get to Santa Cruz instead of taking the highway? That's why I would always take the side road, is because it was so much safer. On 17, you have semis in both lanes, even though they're supposed to be in the right lane. So it's a 2-lane freeway on both sides. There is a divider in the middle now, which is great. Before 1950 something, there was no divider in the middle. It was just a strip. Just
no
like
thanks.
A little speed bump. There's a sheer cliff on the right, so it's just rock face when you're going up Santa Cruz. When you're leaving Santa Cruz,
So it's death or death.
Yeah, and on the left, when you're leaving Santa Cruz, it's a sheer drop.
I don't blame you for taking the other ride.
Right. So, that's all of California. That's haunted, aside from, family houses and stuff like that. But, yeah. That's haunted California.
Oh, boy. That was fun.
That was fun. I had fun.
Always had fun.
The cat is licking my phone.
Emily, did you have fun? I know you've been pretty busy.
I did, and now I'm just hungry for Awful Waffle.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you for being able to carve some time out today. I appreciate it. We miss you.
Yes.
He's sick.
He licked the blanket.
He loves you. Well, anyways, thank you, ladies and germs and ghouls and goblins, for staying with us today. We love you exponentially. Stay spooky. And we'll see you again next time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Next time on the Pandemonium Witches.
That, and also like the living beings, the human beings,
as opposed to the pinto beans.
Indeed, yes. Pinto beans are a little safer.
Yeah.
Join me on a journey of terror and upset. While Bonnie and Clyde were said to have died in the morning, stories say you can hear the sounds of gunfire in Gibson, Louisiana, on nights during a full moon.
There are a lot of Confederate soldiers just walking.
I get you. Makes sense to me. I mean, what else they gonna do? They couldn't drive.